Let's have a little conversation about what happened with me and QuickBooks today. QuickBooks is a great solution, love them, they're awesome for the small business owner, but on the times when they don't want to show up and be who they should be, today was the day. So I have a client right now that is using QuickBooks and is using the Shopify connector that QuickBooks has inside of it, that integration. It's free. It does exactly what they need it to do for now. They don't need to spend money on a solution at the moment. Eventually they will, and they will purchase something like A2X or ConnectBooks. But our lovely friends at QuickBooks and this new interface that they're using and the feedback that they don't seem to care about that us accountants give and other people give makes it really difficult and confusing to find things. Good example. Today, my client had some Shopify transactions that did not come over with this connector, and they were deposited into the bank. They show up on the Shopify side. They're not showing up on the QuickBooks side. Yes, I can go in and do a manual journal entry and record them. The purpose in having this connector is it saves time and I shouldn't have to do this. So, fun thing about this is I just want to manually sync the connector again inside QuickBooks to go out to Shopify, pull over the transactions that didn't come. You would think very, very easy, but no, it cannot be, because this new version of QuickBooks that they thought was such a great idea to put together does not work that way. Even after being on a call with them and sharing my screen to show them the button they want me to push does not exist, they have the audacity to say, hey, well, you need to buy this QuickBooks support product, and they'll go in and they can troubleshoot right away and fix the problem. Here's the thing, this is a you issue. You were the one that decided to change the interface. You were the one that decided to fix all of these things and make it a better solution, but you didn't consult those of us accountants that use your solution all the time. And things like this, where it should be a really simple fix, I had to spend about a half hour with somebody on your team to talk to and then get told to, hey, go pay to have this fixed. No, I don't want to do that, and I shouldn't have to do that. And here's the thing, this is why I always say don't use the QuickBooks connectors that they have because of issues like this. When you do have a paid version like an A2X or ConnectBooks, you can go in and fix that manual sync and your data is over there. You're not having to do these things manually. And that's what is so incredibly frustrating. This is my PSA announcement today to everybody is I'm sure you have had the same issues with QuickBooks, and it's one of those as your accountant and as somebody in your community, I hear you and how frustrating it is. And hopefully this is something that QuickBooks will look at and say, we could fix this, we can do better with this. Because here's the thing, QuickBooks, you have been so good to all the small business owners and to us accountants for a long, long time. And I would hate to not have you be that anymore. And so it's one of those with this new interface and a handful of other things over the last couple of years, I just feel like you have lost sight of who you are. You used to be this forerunner, you understood the small, medium-sized business world. And now I think, or at least my experience, I won't speak to myself, I'd be curious to know what other people think, but it appears that what we think and what we need is not taken into consideration actually. And so it's really, really frustrating to see a software that's trying to roll out all of these new things and they're not always what we're needing or asking for. Those are my thoughts today of how frustrated I am with QuickBooks and something that should have been a really easy fix, being able to manually sync my Shopify connector is not. And so that's really fun. So anyways, hopefully this is an issue that will go away quickly, and hopefully those of you out there that have experienced that, it will get fixed as well.